Hello guys, welcome back. I don't know how many of you have seen this video that has trended so many times about English language being overrated by Pastor Kunle Soriyan. Unfortunately, I have not seen anyone react to this video. With my background in English language and multilingualism, I am attempting a reaction of this video, but for some of you who have never watched it before, I give you a chance to watch this powerful interview by the Honest Bunch, and then stick around for my short reaction.
English language.
Yes, you say English language is overrated.
It is.
This is our English language.
What would they do for now? Like,
The lingua franca.
Let's go there.
Why exactly?
So this is it. A young man came to my house many years ago. His uncle had returned from England and was staying with me. He had come to see him to ask for money to buy a new engine for his taxi car. He ran a taxi business.
Okay.
I knew this guy when he was much younger, and he was brilliant. So here was I like, hey, why are you driving taxi? I knew you. You were smart. Why didn't you go to school? Why didn't you become a lawyer or something? I said, I didn't go to school. I gave up on that. What happened? He said, I wanted to study law. First of all, I was struggling. I had 4 credit. I didn't have 5 credit. But most importantly was I couldn't pass English language. And I kept failing English. After a while, my dad said, you can't take that extra price on anymore. And so I had to forget about education. And here I am. I said, I don't understand. You couldn't pass English language. He said, yes. I said, okay, wait. Which subject did you pass? He said, he passed economics, government, and I think commerce or something. I said, okay. Which language did you use to pass those other subjects? Did you write the economics with Yoruba? No. Did you write the government with Yoruba? You wrote it with English and you passed. Okay, so question to myself now. It means when the examiner is marking this boy's paper, it's not testing the use of English. It's testing the technicality of English. Because if it's testing the use of English, our boy can speak enough English to pass 3 other subjects with the same English, right? And he passed in flying colors. So why couldn't he pass the English language that he used to pass 3 other subjects? It means that what the examiner is testing is whether, no matter how much language you can speak, if you can't tell the difference between a clause and a phrase, between a pronoun and an adjective, you are not going to pass. The bigger question I ask myself is, so what is the goal of lingua franca? Is it communication or sophistication? Because if it is communication, our boy could communicate enough to pass 3 other subjects, right? So it means that if it's communication, and I say to you, I'm go to Lagos tomorrow. Please, do you understand that?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I've passed. I should pass. That is the goal of lingua franca. If you say no, you cannot say I'm going to Lagos, then you won't get a job. Then you are persecuting me. You are persecuting me beyond the definition of your lingua franca. It means that lingua franca is about sophistication, not communication. It means that no matter how clearly you can understand me, if I fail the test of technicality of the use of that English, I will still not get the attention and the resources and the acceptance my individuality deserves. Meaning that if I go for an interview and I say, I'm come from Ogun State, I will lose the job. Even if I'm the best thinker in the room. I will fail the test of container, even if my content is correct. Even if my quality of thinking is correct, I can't even marry the girl of my dreams. Because if I go to her house on Sunday morning and the other day say, where are you taking her? I say, we are going to church. Say, sorry, excuse me. You are going to church? Except the man is also a church speaking to the sympathetic red gunner. He will tell this girl, you have not found your husband though. Right? Now, I could be the best thinker in town. I could be the most loving guy in town. I could pace the woman, help her with her emotions, guide her in her career more than anybody could. But because I failed the technicality of English, just because I cannot say, I am coming, and I say, I'm come go, and then you understand me. Let's expand that. Let's expand that. So, pidgin is not an embarrassment. Pidgin, there's pidgin French, there's pidgin English, there's pidgin Yoruba, there's pidgin Igbo, there's pidgin Hausa, there's pidgin in every language. Pidgin is the proof of a people's struggle with an original language. Pidgin is the proof of a people's struggle with an original language. The best coaches in the world don't speak good English. I hope you have noticed. From Jose Mourinho to Jurgen Klopp, to all of them, they speak bad English. Yeah, they train Englishmen. And they win all the competitions in the world. because everybody is focused on communication. If Westerhoff, one of the most successful Super Eagles coaches, this is how he talks. Tomorrow we win, Yakini is called. That's how you talk. But we get him. Do you know that a Gary seller in Benin speaks better English than a Chinese professor?
Mm-hmm.
But the Chinese professor has made his own shoes. He has made his own car. He has made his own plane. He has made his own instruments for expressing himself every day. We are busy judging the Gary woman by a pidgin struggle, and she cannot advance. Think about it. The 4 subjects of development in the world is mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology. Those subjects make everything. Every other subject is trying to sell it, promote it, spread it, defend it, protect it, whether you call it law, accounting. But the subjects that make is physics, chemistry, biology, maths. You see those countries that you honor, those countries we praise, America, Japan, they learned those subjects in their language.
Yes.
The Chinese learned it in Mandarin. Japanese learned it in their own language. The French learned it in French. The Germans speak German.
Russians.
Have you thought about it? That the most prosperous countries in the world speak one language? The poorest countries in the world have many. Because we are busy trying to master another person's language. Now, let's be clear. It's not my fault that I cannot speak English. It's not, neither did I choose it. I am an Ijebu man. If I say Mofe Malo instead of Mofe Malo, which is Yoruba, if I say Mofe Malo, I'm a Ras man. Because I cannot speak Yoruba well, which is who I am made to be.
Mother tongue.
If I say I'm not an Englishman. You should understand that I'm not an Englishman. You can't judge me as a Yoruba man by the standard of an Englishman. Now, you cannot, because I'm not an Englishman. I can't marry the girl of my dreams. I cannot company with the people that I want to be with in society just because I fail the standard of another man's language, not my own. I speak Yoruba very well. I speak, you speak Igbo very well. You speak Hausa very well, right? But you don't speak English very well. And that is fine. If you say we have a lingua franca, let's focus on communication, not sophistication, right? So English language for me is overrated because we are insisting that the perfection of it will be a standard of progress in our own society. And the Englishman has not held the Chinese to that standard. The English country has not held the French to that standard.
I swear!
They have not held anybody to that standard. We are the ones holding ourselves to that standard. The Englishman is not even holding us to that standard. Let me tell you something. If you say, I'm in charge of the program, I'm the one in charge. If you say it in Lagos to a beautiful girl, she's going to look down on you.
Yes, but if you say it outside.
But if you're in America, you will see a lawyer.
Yes.
Well-educated lawyer, went to Harvard. Her husband is Nigerian or Ghanaian. He will say, in charge. Because she didn't see it as being lower in society, or being fake, or being weak, or being ras. She sees it as normal challenge of English.
Yes.
Now, you see Nigerians in Chicago who will say Chicago because they are wrestling she. Meanwhile, Chicago is Chicago. You don't say Chicago. It's not Chicago. It's Chicago. It's Chicago. It's SHI. But our own mind, she is embarrassment. So we must not say Chicago. We must say Chicago. So you see them again, Chicago. Wrestling with the weight that English language has placed on them. Now, if all of us are in this room and we are communicating, the ideas that we fly, just because somebody speaks good English, a part of us says is better. A part of us says we should listen more to him. A part of us says is superior, right? Have you noticed that anybody speaking either English in a British accent or American accent, if they are teaching, they just sound deep. At times what they are saying is so watery, so elementary. I'm like, everybody say, ooh. They're not responding to the depth. They are responding to the container, not the content. Right? And I see that every day. And you see people, if you are in a room with girls, with boys, and you say, I'm go. People will look down on you.
They'll laugh at you.
It doesn't matter if you are the best thinker in the room. Just because you failed that standard of that container, they think that they are better than you. So I have to graduate out of that. And I used to be that myself. But I used to say, no, this is not fair. You know, I can't hold myself to that standard. I can't allow anybody around me to be held to that standard. So our first response is not to mock people because they cannot speak good English. If we are going to mock people at all, mock them that they cannot speak their own native language. Right? So what about that? Now, what am I saying, PK? Are you now saying that we should cancel the English language? No, I think it's too late. 60 years of adopting another man's language is enough to define our reality. It's fine. What I'm saying is, it should not be a determinant of progress in our country. So what does that mean? People can go and learn English in school. It should not be part of our grading. Meaning that we are not sending you to learn English to be a master of English. We are sending you to learn English to say enough for us to communicate. The pidgin version, throw any Nigerian, any foreigner to anywhere in Nigeria, any market, they will buy and sell and go. Go and take a German today, raw German, throw him in the Nigerian market in Kalagu. He will go there with pidgin English to pidgin English. They will understand each other. They will buy, they will sell, and they will go. So we can focus on our struggle with another man's language if we honor communication. The same goals will be achieved, even better. That means that a lot of mechanics, have you gone to a mechanic workshop? You are looking at the engine. You are looking at him doing everything, and he's still cheating you. And you can't see what he's doing there. You will look at him, watch everything, he will still cheat you. The intelligence you didn't allow him to express because he couldn't pass an English and go on to be your best engineer is what he's still using to cheat you in that place, despite all your education. There are talents who are wasting out there. Do you know how many people could not advance their education because they could not pass the test of English language? Do you know how many people settled for less just because they didn't have the privilege of growing up in a home where they were reading comics from age 2, they were watching movies from age 3, and all of that? Just because they have the privilege of attending one grammar school somewhere in the village where the English teacher taught them your English with Yoruba, and somebody else attended, some private school in Lagos who had been exposed early, and that both of them is the same thing that happened way back when they said, if your hand cannot touch your ear,
you are not ready to go
you are not going to go to school. Yes. Imagine that your dad is tall, your mom is short, and you came and you picked after your mom's gene, and you were short. And your younger brother came and picked after that, he will go to school before you. Who chose that kind of standard? A standard that is an weakness or reality of nature, not of intelligence. But somebody chose it. That's the same way they have chosen English language as a determinant of progress. So what do you think we should do? So that I don't think we are just criticizing. I'll tell them what they think we should do. I think that right now it's too late to cancel English language. I think English should not be part of our grading at any level. It should be a compulsory subject. It should be judged by classroom attendance. And that's it. Number 3, there should be English language centers in every local government that is teaching adults and children and anybody a form of English enough for them to communicate. 3, our key languages should be made compulsory and we should be graded by it. And that we should be masters of our own. Our professors of language, of linguistics in the universities should be taxed to give us physics textbooks in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Hausa, to give us a chance, because most of us don't think in our native languages anymore. I don't think in Yoruba, I think in English. One day I was invited to a TV station where they were speaking Yoruba, and I was confident I would speak. And they said, we'll talk about success, growth. I said, we come. I'm a Yoruba man. I went there. The first question, I wanted to start. I couldn't because I had to put English language.
Yes.
So, Tebarikwe idea. Say, what's going on? I wanted to start again. So, Sherry, you can't believe it. They canceled the show. It was an embarrassment. No, I couldn't speak Yoruba. I couldn't go 4-5 words without slotting in English language. And it's a purely Yoruba show. It was an embarrassment. I left that place with a thought. I've lost my ability to think in Yoruba because you can't speak if you don't think in the language.
Yes.
The reason why you don't speak French is because you don't think in French. If you can think in French, you will speak French. So I don't even have that anymore. So it means my wife, my children cannot enjoy my best thoughts because my nature is compromised. There's a reason why I was born there, right? So on many levels, when you look at it, we should absorb English language as part of the instruments we have used to create community in our nation and blend diversity. It should not be a determinant of progress.
The funny thing is, one of the best players in the world, Lionel Messi. So Lionel Messi, what do you think? What do you think? Another person go first interpret the question to him. Go say, okay, palatuti.
But give him the ball.
Give him the ball.
You know, say no be my English.
Give him the ball.
That's the genius with that.
We make him the best in the world.
Well, thank you guys for watching so far. I want to dive into a few important points, especially regarding the significance of the English language globally and its relevance in Nigeria. First off, let's get some facts straight. There are roughly 1.5 billion people worldwide who speak English, either as their first or second language. That's an incredible statistic. English stands as the most widely spoken language on the planet. The only language that comes close is Mandarin Chinese, which has around 1.1 billion speakers, which are mostly concentrated in China and parts of Asia. However, English has spread far beyond any one region. It's now the global language for politics, commerce, and international relations. Here in Nigeria, for example, we are fortunate to have English embedded in our history and as part of our daily lives. In fact, some people in French-speaking African countries envy us for having this linguistic advantage. That's something we should appreciate rather than overlook. English has become the language of opportunity, allowing people from all over the world to connect. It's a powerful tool, giving us access to higher education, global business networks, and international travel. Countries across Europe and Asia recognize this and are increasingly prioritizing English language learning. In many cases, it's a passport that elevates individuals from the stereotype of underdevelopment that is often attached to Africa. So if you want to travel, study, or work abroad, being proficient in English can open doors that would otherwise remain closed. For example, even in countries like China, English proficiency exams such as IELTS are a key requirement for higher education and international business opportunities. The same goes for India and many other nations. Without strong English skills, even the best professionals from these countries face obstacles in competing globally. So about the Nigerian context, in Nigeria we face unique challenges due to the sheer diversity of languages spoken across the country. Over 500 languages. Some people argue that this linguistic diversity contributes to disunity. As Pastor Kunle points out, even the Bible suggests that multiple languages are associated with disunity, while one language promotes unity of purpose. Given the struggle to choose a single indigenous language in Nigeria, English could very well be the key to uniting us, helping us communicate across cultural and linguistic barriers. But about the issue of communication and sophistication, Pastor Kunle also makes an important distinction between communication and sophistication, and I agree with this. Many Nigerians are judged by their level of English proficiency, but this shouldn't be the standard. If someone can communicate effectively, that should be enough. Many brilliant entrepreneurs or thinkers may not speak English fluently, but their business acumen, logical thinking are what truly matters. Instead of us emphasizing sophistication in language, we should focus on clear communication and practical skills. These are the real assets that contribute to progress. When he talked about converting our English language and textbook and all of that, Pastor Kunle, he raised a valid point there. But about the difficulty of translating scientific textbooks into local languages, I want to say a couple of things. There's simply not enough motivation or resources for professional linguists to create new terms and coinages for the numerous technical terms used in modern science. While English has evolved by borrowing from French, German, Latin, adapting and creating new words, our local languages have not had the same level of development. This is a significant barrier when it comes to localizing science and technology education in Nigeria. A young man in the southeast recently did a physics textbook in Igbo. I don't know how much success he has gotten with that. So comparisons between Nigeria and countries like Spain or Portugal, which have had significant global influence through their languages, are often misleading. For instance, Cristiano Ronaldo may speak Portuguese, but his nation has a long history of global influence and colonization. Nigeria's situation is different. We have a rich civilization, but the global impact of African languages is not on the same scale as Spanish or Portuguese. That's why relying on English in Nigeria is not a weakness, but a strength. It connects us to global stage in ways that our local languages unfortunately do not at this moment. So in summary, the English language has given us a powerful tool for progress, both globally and locally. It's time to stop viewing it as a colonial relic and instead see it as a bridge to opportunity and unity. By focusing on communication over sophistication, as Pastor Kunle says, we can unlock the full potential of our nation's talents and ensure that more Nigerians can thrive on the world stage. I want to thank you guys for watching up to this point. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to share the video, drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I love you guys.